Right.
Terry, obviously Dame has, become a lot more comfortable shooting those kind of almost half-court shots over the last few years. But as an opposing coach over the years, what's it like for you to have to scheme for somebody like Steph or somebody like that who has that same kind of range that Dame has now?
Well, it's difficult. We played Golden State in the playoffs last year, and Game 1, Steph was kind of in that same zone. With that deep three, makes it a challenge for the defense. How far to bring your bigs, how far to bring them up, and then that opens up the lane. So it puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
Next question is coming from Dwight James with NBC Sports Northwest.
Terry, about those threes, I'm curious.
Sorry, can you repeat the question? Hang on a second. Go ahead, Dwight. Try now.
Okay. As a coach preparing a game plan for these games, and any game really, the way it's played nowadays with all the threes that are shot, I mean, do you feel like you've lost a measure of control in the games with all the threes because of the vagaries of how threes go in or don't go in on a given night? It just seems like you may not have as much control over outcomes as you once did.
I don't know. That's a good question. The way I look at it, it is what it is. It's for me. I've always had the philosophy of giving players the freedom to make plays or take shots that they've practiced. And I've always been a proponent of shooting threes. So I can't say that I feel like I've lost control, but certainly I know Coach Pop said once time is like, just look at the 3 points and that'll tell you who won the game. So the 3-point shot, the impact on the game is big, and I think everybody recognizes that. But I can't say I think one way or other about it. It is what it is.
Next question is coming from Jason Quick with The Athletic.
Coach, I have 2 questions. One, if you can just give an update on Zach, and then 2, regarding Hassan, did you feel the need to have a conversation with him when you guys got to Orlando regarding his role or his playing time?
With regard to Zach, he is having a follow-up MRI today to be evaluated, and we'll be sending out an injury report later today. As far as Hassan, when we came down here, we had talked about him and Nurk playing together. I wanted to be open-minded about how he was going to play, what role he was. But I did have a discussion once the decision was made that Nurk and Zach that they were going to start. I had a discussion, just the reasoning behind it, and he was fine with it. But I think if you remember when we came down here 5-6 weeks ago, I had not committed to who was going to be starting because I wanted to make sure everything was left open.
Next question is coming from Mark Medina with USA Today.
Terry, I know part of this answer is obvious because you have really good players, right? But those final minutes of these last few games where it's really been close, you're trailing by a few points, what have been the common threads on what they do to be able to galvanize during those moments?
I think, I don't know if everybody heard the question, but, playing these close games, what I think when you look at, we've had a belief that we could find a way to win more than anything else, whether it's with our offense, with our defense. I think our a will to win and our will to find a way to win got us through. A lot of it was good shot making either by Dame or, we've had Melo and Gary Trent Jr. make some shots. CJ had a game. We got a defensive stop against Brooklyn. Obviously our defense last night picked up a little bit in the fourth quarter. So what's encouraging for us as a team is that we do believe that we'll find a way to win a game.
Next question is coming from Aaron Fentress with the Oregonian.
Coach, you mentioned last night that you thought Gabriel played well as a starter. Can you expand upon that in terms of what he did well, and also what does he need to do to keep learning how to avoid foul trouble?
he played well because of his activity, his energy, his toughness. I mean, he was battling Davis inside, putting his body on him. Filled in where he could. Didn't make many mistakes, if any. I thought they were productive minutes, and he played his role well. He did what he was supposed to do in his role. As far as fouls, I don't want to take that away from him right now. I mean, he's got a tough matchup with Davis, and he's out there with some other big guys. So I don't want him to back down. I don't want him to lose any aggressiveness. I want him to be smart with it, but those fouls are going to happen because he's a rookie guarding an all-pro player.
Next question is coming from Manolo Rodriguez with TAB Deportes.
Yes, Coach, from Puerto Rico. I wanted to ask you, what's your thought process once you see Damon walking the game tied, 3.5 minutes left, and he just stops and shoots it from the middle of the court? You saying that you trust players that keep throwing what they practice each day. What was your thought process during that moment?
I trust Dame. I trust his decision-making, whether it's an open look. I trust that he's going to get a makeable shot. And for him, that's a makeable shot. And, I also trust him that if it's not there, he'll make the right decision, whether it's to drive and get to the lane or if it's to find a teammate. So he's an all-pro player. He's one of the best point guards in the league, and if not the best. So, he's proven time and again that he's going to make a good decision, whether it's shoot, pass, or drive.
All right, we'll wrap it there. Thank you, Coach.